Hey friends, welcome to another episode of A Reader and a Cinephile. This month we are going to try something a little different. Up to this point, I have been presenting my monthly book and film recommendations in a single video. I've now come to the hard-won realization that there might not be as much overlap between these two audiences as I suspected. Going forward, I will be posting a single monthly book recommendation and a monthly film recommendation in separate reviews. If you are one of those rare birds like me who is obsessed with both mediums, you'll want to check out both reviews. So the shortest month of the year was very good to me. In February, I read 3 books, all 3 of which I rated 4 stars. That made choosing the best book of the month a nearly impossible feat. After a lot of thought, I landed on The Worst Hard Time by Timothy Egan. As many of you know, I grew up in Oklahoma. In the 4th grade, I believe, we began learning about Oklahoma history. Over the course of the year, we learned about the land run, the oil booms, and the oil bust, famous Oklahomans, the Trail of Tears, and so much more. For some reason, the Tulsa Race Massacre wasn't something I learned about until much later in life. I wonder why that was. Anyways, another thing we learned about was the Dust Bowl. Beyond simplifying this period in the state's history down to a period of great hardship brought on by extreme drought, I don't remember much of what we learned. I also don't remember, sadly, many stories my grandmother told me about being a young adult during this time. Wanting to deepen my understanding of this massive event in my home state's history, I turned to The Worst Hard Time. Another reason this book piqued my interest, well, my sister lives in southwest Kansas in an area that we call no man's land. Much of this book focuses on the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas and the region my sister calls home. I hoped this book would unravel the mysteries of a region that has always perplexed me. And I hoped it would help me understand my sister a little better. The author Timothy Egan does a superb job painting a fair and broad brush of the Dust Bowl, focusing on a collection of families and the bigger-than-life individuals who helped shape the region. We meet the characters who were drawn to no man's land in search of economic opportunity. We come to understand that over farming, environmental degradation, prolonged drought, bad governmental policy, a slow response from that same government, the Great Depression, and good old-fashioned politics converged to create a perfect storm of misery. So much of what I learned in this book are facts and stories we could never have had the time to learn in school. But when I finished the last page, I felt like I better understood Oklahoma's early history, no man's land, and the people who call it home today. If you ever wanted a better understanding of the Dust Bowl, I cannot recommend this book enough. And that is my recommendation for February. As always, I want to thank you for spending a few minutes with me. I want to hear from you, though. Is there a single book that stood out for you in February? If so, please let me know in the comments. I really, really want to hear from you. Finally, please follow along by hitting that follow or subscribe button. It would fill me with and is the best way to show that you're digging what this independent creator is producing. But until next time, be good to each other.